My family texted, "We need space from you. Please don't reach out anymore." At all, my uncle packed them up. I simply replied, "Of course. I'll cancel my direct deposits first thing, by midnight, the family." My name's Jordan. I'm 31, the oldest kid, the one who fixes printers at holidays and gets called when someone can't log into their email. I do payroll for a clinic. Numbers don't scare me. People do, a little. I rent a small one-bedroom, keep my receipts in color-coded folders, and buy the boring groceries first. Eggs, rice, coffee, so I don't talk myself into stupid spending. In my family, that makes me the stable one. Translation, the wallet. Sunday night, I was at my mom's place because I'd promised to drop off an extra folding table for my cousin's birthday. The kitchen smelled like dish soap and overcooked chicken. My sister, Tessa, was leaning on the counter in a brand new jacket she couldn't afford, scrolling with two thumbs. "Don't forget the rent transfer, banker boy," she said without looking up. I set the table down. "Tessa, please don't call me that." Dad laughed like it was a joke we all loved. "Come on, Jay, lighten up. You know you're our sponsor." Sponsor? Like I was a logo on the back of their jerseys. Mom slid a tray into the oven and didn't turn around. "Your sister's moving up to a nicer place next month. It's safer. She can't do it alone." I felt my jaw tighten. "We talked about this. I'm not paying another security deposit." Tessa finally looked up. "You said that last time, and then you paid. Don't be dramatic." She saw my face and rolled her eyes. "Oh my God, you're really going to make me beg?" "I'm not making you do anything," I said. My voice was even, quiet, practiced. My aunt wandered in for a fork and caught the air between us. She froze, then clucked her tongue like I was a fussy child and walked back out. No one asked if I could afford it. No one asked if I wanted to. Dad stepped closer. "Son, family helps family. We didn't raise you to be selfish." Selfish. The word hit the spot in my chest that never healed right. I stacked paper plates. "I'm not having this conversation at the sink." "Because you know you're wrong," Tessa said. "You just don't like how it sounds." Mom finally turned around, dish towel in her hands. "Enough. Jordan, you'll figure out the deposit." "Tessa, say thank you." I stared at my mother. She said it like it was done, like my answer never mattered, like I was a line item on their grocery list and we'd run out of me. My phone buzzed on the counter. Family group chat lighting up with memes from the party, confetti emojis, plastic smiles. I silenced it and went back to the dining room. I told my cousin happy birthday, hugged two kids I barely knew, and slipped out before dessert. Outside, the air was damp and cold. I sat in my car and didn't start it. Hands on the wheel, forehead on the leather, breath fogging the dash. My chest felt hollow and loud at the same time. I kept hearing Dad, sponsor. I kept hearing Mom, say thank you. I kept seeing Tessa's jacket, the shiny one she couldn't do alone. I thought, if I was wise, I'd keep my head down. It's easier. It always has been. I didn't start the car. I just listened to my phone, buzzing against the plastic cup holder. Somewhere behind those pings and the fake party laughter, I could feel something else building. Not rage. Not yet. More like a thin line stretching tight. You know when you pull tape and it goes silent and thin right before it snaps? That. This didn't start in a kitchen. It started years ago with a second phone line, just for emergencies. Then car insurance, until Tessa gets on her feet. Then Mom's dental crown. Dad's truck tires. The family Netflix that turned into the family phone plan that turned into me pretending I didn't see the international charges. I told myself it was temporary. We were recovering from Dad's lost job. Tessa was between gigs. Mom's hours got cut. There was always a reason. There was always a new month. Payroll people live by schedules. Mine were ugly. The first of the month. Rent on the apartment my parents temporarily moved into when they said the house needed major repairs. Utilities on autopay. Grocery gift cards I pretended were points from a work program. The 15th, Tessa's car payment because the dealership messed up the paperwork and somehow my name landed on it. Fridays. Gas money. Little transfers with notes like for groceries and for Dad's meds. Except the pharmacy receipts never matched and the bags were always takeout. Every time I tried to pull back, I got the script. Mom, we didn't ask you to be born responsible. You just are. Dad, don't embarrass us by nickel and diming. Tessa, you're obsessed with control. It's creepy. Relatives chimed in like a choir. Your parents raised you, now you raise them. It's only money. You can't take it with you. It got worse this winter. Dad wanted a new truck before the old one explodes. Tessa wanted to upgrade apartments before the neighborhood turns. Mom wanted to host Easter like the good years, which somehow meant I was paying for a caterer and folding chairs. I started saying no in small ways, declining the brand name Wi-Fi upgrade, canceling a subscription no one used. The pushback was instant and mean. "You're turning into one of those cold people," Mom texted. "Classic Jordan," Tessa added. "All math, no heart." Then came the little betrayals. A Best Buy charge that wasn't mine. A cable account opened with my email and a password I never made. A delivery confirmation to an address that looked a lot like Tessa's new building. When I asked, she said, "We share everything. Don't be weird." Mom said, "Don't accuse your sister of theft." Dad said, "If you weren't so uptight, we wouldn't have to sneak." Sneak. The small break came on a Wednesday. I got a call at work from the landlord of my parents' complex. He asked if I wanted to renew the automatic deposit arrangement for another year and mentioned a late fee reversal he'd granted them because you've been such a reliable payer. He sounded cheerful, like we were teammates. I didn't know about the late fee. I didn't know they'd skipped a month. I didn't know my parents had told the landlord to call me directly if there's any issue. He had my number. He had my work email. He had my calendar. That night, I drove over. I planned to be calm. I brought my little folder of statements like a dork. I sat on their secondhand couch, the one I paid for, and said, "No more surprises. If I'm paying something, I need to know what it is." Mom's mouth tightened. "We feel attacked." Dad folded his arms. "Take that tone with your coworkers, not with us." Tessa laughed from the doorway. "Are you going to invoice us next? Should we tip?" "I'm tired," I said. "I'm tired of being the only grown-up." And then Mom said it. Not loud, not dramatic, but sharp enough to cut all the way through me. "If it's so hard for you to be part of this family, maybe you shouldn't be." I didn't answer. I gathered my folder, went home, and stared at the ceiling in the dark. The next afternoon, around 4:10 p.m., my phone vibrated on my desk. Family group chat. A big gray block of text, blue check marks. That fake polite tone people use when they want to punch you without leaving a bruise. "We need space from you. Please don't reach out anymore." At all. I reread it 3 times. The period after "at all" did something ugly in my throat. 3 minutes later. "Uncle Rick is helping us pack tonight. Please don't make it weird." Helping them pack. From the apartment I paid for. Using a moving truck I probably helped him buy 2 years ago when his transmission died. Another message. "We'll figure things out without you. It's better this way." I stared at the screen and felt something slide into place inside me. Not rage. Not sadness. Just a click. Like the last number on a lock turning. I typed back, slowly. "Of course." My thumbs hovered. I didn't send the rest. Not yet. At 6:02 p.m., after the clinic closed and the lights in my office made everything look flatter, I sent the second half. "Of course. I'll cancel my direct deposits first thing." It landed in the chat like a glass dropped on tile. Read by all. No one responded for a full minute. Then Dad. "What is that supposed to mean?" I took a photo of my little color-coded list and attached it. I kept it simple. Line by line. Rent. Green Gardens APTs. $1,525 on the first. Utilities. City Power, City Water. Averaging $230 monthly. Phone plan. For lines. $186. Car insurance. Tessa plus Dad. $214. Truck tires loan. Dad $79. Grocery cards. $300 to $400. Streaming bundle. Cloud storage. Gym passes. $98. Underneath, I typed, "These end on the dates circled. I've already removed my card from shared accounts. I'll send you PDFs of confirmations. You have 30 days to transition the leases and services to your names." Tessa came in hot. "You're sick. You're doing this to punish us." I answered, "I'm doing this because you told me not to reach out anymore. I'm honoring that." "Mom, don't twist our words. We said we need space from your attitude." Me. Your message said, "Please don't reach out anymore." At all. I'm stepping back. That includes my money. Dad, money is not the same as family. Me. Money is exactly what you want from me. The rest you mock. The cousins started appearing with the little "has joined" bubble, reading the thread in real time like it was their entertainment for the night. A couple of aunts typed, then deleted. My heart was pounding, but my hands were steady. I'd done this 1,000 times with budgets and audits. I knew how to keep it factual. I added screenshots. The overdue notice the landlord never told me about. The Best Buy receipt with Tessa's delivery address. The phone plan usage showing an international call to Ibiza on a night I was home eating soup. "Stop humiliating us," Mom wrote. "You did that when you lied?" I replied. "I'm done being an ATM with a face." "Tessa, you'll regret this. People don't forget cruelty." Me. Boundaries aren't cruelty. Then came the switch. It always comes. The rage burned out, and the manipulation slithered in. "Mom, what will we do? Your father's blood pressure is high. I can't sleep when I'm worried." "Dad, I worked my whole life, and this is the thanks I get." "Tessa, I can't live in a dangerous building. Are you going to be happy if something happens to me?" I breathed. In. Out. I typed. "I hope you're safe and healthy. I'm not abandoning you. I'm ending financial entanglement that hurts all of us. If you want help making budgets or calling providers to switch accounts, I'll send instructions." But the payments stop. Silence. A full minute. Then a ping from an unexpected name. "Uncle Rick, I'm here with them. I'll make sure the apartment is cleared. I'll return any items that are in your name." "Tessa, don't text from my phone, Uncle." "Rick again. It's my phone, kiddo." I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Rick wasn't perfect, but he was fair. He ran a small moving service and knew how to separate stuff from nonsense. If he said he'd sort it, he would. Mom sent one more Hail Mary. "If you do this, you're dead to me." The words made my stomach drop, but not like before. They didn't land the same way. I just typed back, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Because that's what people say when there's nothing left to say. I put my phone face down and sat in the dark office until the cleaning crew rattled by with their cart. My hands were shaking now, delayed tremors, the way your body finds the fear after the danger has passed. On the drive home, I thought about turning back. I thought about sending $100 and writing for emergencies just to soothe the old reflex. I didn't. I unlocked my apartment, fed the cat from the little blue scoop, and opened my laptop. I pulled up every account I'd tethered to my life and started cutting ropes. Canceling money is boring and brutal. You sit in phone trees. You repeat your mother's maiden name to a stranger who sounds 12. You explain that you're removing your card from a plan while trying not to overshare. You write confirmation numbers on sticky notes because you're afraid if you close the window, it won't be real. I started with the landlord. I sent a formal notice to end the automatic deposit arrangement, effective 30 days from receipt. I CC'd my parents' email and Uncle Rick because I'm not stupid. I asked the office to address all future matters to the leaseholders only. The woman replied with a smiley face and, "We've loved working with you." Like we were breaking up after a pleasant fling. Utilities were easier. Click, click, remove payment method. Confirmation email. The phone plan was the worst. Tessa called while I was on hold with the carrier, so her name popped up on my screen right over the hold music. I declined. She called again. Declined. Again. Declined. Finally, she texted, "Answer me, or I'm coming to your door." I wrote back, "We're both adults. Put the plan in your name." She replied with 40 voice messages I didn't play. At 9:15 p.m., Uncle Rick texted me privately. "I've packed their stuff. They're staying with Aunt Carol for a few nights. I found 3 unopened boxes with your name on the shipping label. Returning them to you." I pictured him wrapping my parents' dishes in last week's coupons, labeling boxes with a black marker, keeping his mouth shut while the drama swirled. "Thanks," I wrote. "Sorry you're in the middle." "I'm not," he replied. "I'm at the edges where I like to be. Proud of you, kid." By 10 p.m., the family chat woke up like a hive someone kicked. A cousin posted, "Is this for real?" Another wrote, "Jordan's airing private stuff. Classless." My Aunt Grace typed, "We never expected this from you." Which made me snort because that was the point. They expected the opposite forever. Then the story started. Tessa posted a photo of a half-empty living room and captioned it, "This is what abandonment looks like." Mom wrote, "My son turned his back on us." And people sent heart reacts and praying hands emojis like that fixes bills. I didn't clap back. I uploaded one final PDF to the chat, a neat list of community resources, renter's aid, low-income utility programs, free financial counseling, a link to a budgeting template. At the bottom I wrote, "You're capable. You always have been. This is me believing you." Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. He called again and again. By midnight, The family had shifted from fury to logistics. Ping, ping, ping. Who can Tessa room with? Does anyone have a spare car? Can we add mom to our plan for a bit? Watching it from my couch felt like seeing weather move across a radar map. Somewhere else, a storm. Here, quiet. Then the texts changed flavor. Cousin Mark. Honestly, good for you. Aunt Carol, private, they're here. They're fine. They're mad. I get it from both sides. Uncle Rick, again a photo of the 3 boxes with my name, stacked neatly in his truck, captioned, dropping these by tomorrow. I made eggs at 12:30 a.m. because sometimes cooking is how you tell your brain you survived. I ate them over the sink like an animal. I slept 6 hours without dreaming. Morning brought the smear campaign. A long Facebook post from mom about cold modern children. A comment from a church friend who'd met me once. Some people only worship money. Tessa went live from Aunt Carol's guest room to say she never asked for luxury, just safety. Dad copied and pasted an article about duty to parents into the family thread and added, food for thought. I closed the apps and went to work. At lunch, my coworker Priya asked if I was okay because I kept staring at my phone like it was a snake. I told her the truth in one sentence. I stopped paying for my family, and they're furious. She nodded like she'd heard that one before and slid me a protein bar. Good, she said. Let them be adults. The calls didn't stop, but they started to change. First came the threats. We'll never forgive you. Then the bargains. Just keep the phone plan. Then the guilt. You made your mother cry. I didn't answer any of them. I put my responses in one note on my phone. I'm not discussing this over text. The payments are over. If you want to talk about non-financial things, I'm here. I copy-pasted that like a robot until the battery hit red. 2 days later, a smaller shift. A DM from my cousin June. I'm out of the chat. It's ugly. For what it's worth, I've watched you carry them for years. I'm proud of you. Something softened behind my ribs when I read that. Not relief, but a place for relief to land later. Uncle Rick swung by that evening with the boxes. Inside, the blender I bought them, unopened. A set of towels still in plastic. A router they never installed. Small dumb symbols of all my later-s. He lingered in the doorway, hat in his hands. They'll be mad a long time, he said. Then they'll be hungry. Anger doesn't cook dinner. I don't want them hungry, I said. Then don't confuse food with enabling. You know the difference. He squinted. You look 10 pounds lighter. I slept, I admitted. It felt like confessing a crime. The next week was messy and quiet in equal parts. I met with HR at the clinic and finally signed up for the retirement match I kept skipping because I was always helping. I took a long walk after work and didn't bring my phone. I found a therapist and booked an appointment. I told Priya I didn't know what to do with free hours. She said, breathe in them. So I did. On Friday, Mom texted, we're hosting Sunday dinner at Carol's. Come and apologize. We'll move forward. It was written like a court summons. I read it twice, then a third time, then put the phone down and made tea. I thought about showing up, eating overcooked chicken, saying sorry for the crime of stopping a faucet they held open with both hands. I almost said yes because habit is strong and humiliation is familiar. I sent, no, then I added, I love you. I won't discuss money. I'm not coming to be shamed. She wrote, you're choosing strangers over blood. I wrote, I'm choosing peace. No response. The dots appeared, then vanished. The line went quiet. That night, I sat on my couch with the lights off and the cat purring into my thigh. I wasn't happy exactly, but the air around me didn't buzz anymore. The tape had snapped, and there was no ringing in my ears, no rushing to glue it back. Just space. The kind they asked for. The kind I finally took. A month later, my life is smaller in the right ways. Fewer notifications. Fewer late-night panics about whether my card will decline because someone else's emergency ate my grocery money. More quiet mornings where I make coffee and notice the way the sunlight lands on the chipped mug. More evenings where I read a dumb book without checking 3 group chats for fires I didn't light. Mom hasn't called. Dad sent one email that said, we miss you when you're not difficult, which I think was supposed to be funny. Tessa posted a screenshot of a new lease. Roommates, second floor walk up. The caption said, doing it all myself, which made me laugh into my sleeve because, good. Honestly, good. I'm not pretending this was noble. It wasn't. It was overdue. I should have learned earlier that love without boundaries isn't love. It's extraction. I should have noticed every time I said yes when my stomach said no. But guilt is a clever translator. It makes theft sound like family. It makes drowning sound like swimming for the team. Here's what I know now, written plainly so I don't forget. If you send me, we need space from you. Please don't reach out anymore. At all. I will honor it. And space includes my money. If you call me selfish because I stopped paying for the life you planned for yourself, I will not argue. I will let the words sit on your tongue until you taste how bitter it is when you have to swallow it without my help. If you tell the story so I look like a villain, that's fine. I don't live in your story anymore. I live in mine. Uncle Rick still texts sometimes. Need a ride to the hardware store? Want the extra tickets my buddy gave me? I say yes sometimes, no others. He doesn't make either answer heavy. Last week he wrote, "You did a hard thing." Hard doesn't mean wrong. I printed that out and stuck it inside the front cover of my notebook. I thought I'd feel empty without the roll, without the rushing, the solving, the paying. Turns out, the opposite of being an ATM isn't being cold. It's being a person. A person who buys eggs and rice and coffee and sits at their own little table without apologizing for the chair. I'm not here to punish anyone. I'm not here to be thanked. If they ever want to talk about something that isn't an invoice, I'll meet them at a park and we can feed birds like normal people. But I don't owe them my panic. I don't owe them my future. I owe myself the kind of quiet that doesn't ask me to bleed for it. That's the whole moral. No fireworks. No revenge. Just this line I carry now and won't let anyone erase. I won't let myself be used. Oh.